Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Tuesday. We've got 15 matchups on this MLB slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action. Go ahead, turn on those notification bells. And yeah, we'll hop in here. Busy slate today, starting with the Detroit Tigers versus the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies opening up as home favorites at -175. Detroit plus 155 with the over-under at 9.5. Detroit coming into this matchup 26-32. The Phillies 28-32. Pitching for the Tigers is Tyler Alexander with an ERA of 6.75. Pitching for the Phillies is Taijuan Walker with an ERA of 5.65. Alexander, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Walker, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Detroit on a 4-game losing streak, losing to the Phillies yesterday 8-3. Phillies on a little 3-game winning streak. Detroit is just 1-5 against Philadelphia here. 1-5 on the road where they have been struggling. Walker's been pretty decent on the mound. It's an even pitching matchup. I think I'm going to take a shot with the Phillies at home. Next matchup, we got the Kansas City Royals versus the Miami Marlins. Miami opening up as home favorites at -155. Kansas City plus 140 with the over-under at 8. Royals coming into this matchup 18-42. The Marlins 33-28. Pitching for the Royals is Zach Greinke with an ERA of 4.19. Pitching for the Marlins is Jesus Luzardo with an ERA of 4.05. Greinke, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Luzardo, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 8 strikeouts. Royals losing to the Marlins yesterday 9-6. Marlins playing well, 8-2 in their last 10. They're on a 4-game winning streak right now. And 9-2 at home, playing great home baseball here. And I think I'm gonna roll with the Marlins at home. Next matchup, we got the Minnesota Twins versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Rays opening up as home favorites at -175. Minnesota plus 150 with the over-under at 8. Twins coming into this matchup 31-29. The Rays 43-19. Pitching for the Twins is Louis Varland with an ERA of 3.51. Pitching for the Rays is Zach Eflin with an ERA of 3.30. Varland, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Eflin, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Minnesota coming off back-to-back Cleveland losses. Tampa coming off 3 straight Boston wins. And I like the Rays here. I mean, they're playing well. Zach Eflin's been very good on the mound here. Varland's been good on the mound too for the Twins here, but I just like sticking with the Rays. Eflin's 7-1 on the mound. Rolling with Tampa at home. Next matchup, we got the Arizona Diamondbacks versus the Washington Nationals. Arizona opening up as road favorites at -150. Washington plus 130 with the over-under at 9.5. Arizona coming into this matchup 35-25. Washington 25-34. Pitching for Arizona is Tommy Henry with an ERA of 3.73. Pitching for the Nationals is Jake Irvin with an ERA of 5.67. Henry, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Irvin, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Arizona coming off back-to-back Braves losses. Washington coming off back-to-back Philly losses. Arizona is 6-2 straight up against Washington. 4-1 on the road right now. Irvin hasn't been the best on the mound. He's given up 10 runs in his last 3 starts here. And I think I'm going to lean with the Diamondbacks on the road. Next matchup, we got the Chicago White Sox versus the New York Yankees. Yankees opening up as home favorites at -160. The White Sox plus 135 with the over-under at 8.5. White Sox coming into this matchup 26-35. The Yankees 36-25. Pitching for the White Sox is Lucas Giolito with an ERA of 4.08. Pitching for the Yankees is Clark Schmidt with an ERA of 5.01. Giolito, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Schmidt, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 7 strikeouts. The White Sox on a 3-game winning streak coming off that Detroit sweep. Yankees on a little 2-game winning streak here. White Sox are just 4-11 against the Yankees. They've really struggled head-to-head here against the Yankees. Schmidt coming off 3 really good starts on the mound here. And I think I'm going to lean with the Yankees at home in this one. Next matchup, we got the Oakland Athletics versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates opening up as home favorites at -260. Oakland plus 210 with the over-under at 8.5. Oakland coming into this matchup 12-50. The Pirates 32-27. Pitching for Oakland is James Kaprielian with an ERA of 8.12. Pitching for the Pirates is Mitch Keller with an ERA of 3.25. Kaprielian, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Keller, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 8 strikeouts. And yeah, Pirates beating Oakland yesterday. Oakland on a 5-game losing streak. The Pirates are playing well. They're on a 6-game winning streak right now. They're hot. Oakland 0-10 on the road. Yeah, everything's just bad for Oakland here. Keller hasn't been the greatest on the mound these last few games, giving up some runs, but he's 7-1 on the mound. Been good, been winning ball games, and I'm going to roll with the Pirates at home. Next matchup, we got the Houston Astros versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto opening up as home favorites at -130. Houston plus 120 with the over-under at 8. Houston coming into this matchup 36-24. Toronto 33-28. Pitching for the Astros is Hunter Brown with an ERA of 3.61. Pitching for Toronto is Kevin Gausman with an ERA of 2.76. Brown, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 8 strikeouts. Gausman, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 11 strikeouts. Houston coming off a Toronto win yesterday, 11-4, big win for Houston. They are 9-3 on the road. They're playing well. Gausman's been very good on the mound for Toronto here, but I still like Houston as an underdog if they're going to be underdogs this series, and I'm going to take Houston plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Boston Red Sox versus the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland opening up as home favorites at -110. Boston plus 100 with the over-under at 7.5. Boston coming into this matchup 30-30. Cleveland 27-32. Pitching for Boston is James Paxton with an ERA of 4.26. Pitching for the Guardians is Shane Bieber with an ERA of 3.72. Paxton, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 8 strikeouts. Bieber, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 7 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Boston on a 3-game losing streak coming off a tough Tampa Bay series. Cleveland coming off back-to-back Twins wins. Boston is 13-5 against Cleveland, 7-1 on the road against the Guardians here. Pretty even pitching matchup, and I think I'm going to take a shot with Boston plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Los Angeles Dodgers versus Cincinnati Reds. Dodgers opening up as road favorites at -180. The Reds plus 160 with the over-under at 10.5. Dodgers coming into this matchup 35-25. The Reds 27-33. Pitching for the Dodgers is Tony Gonsolin with an ERA of 1.77. Pitching for the Reds is Luke Weaver with an ERA of 5.36. Gonsolin, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 2 strikeouts. Weaver, his last start, he pitched 3 innings. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Dodgers coming off 2 back-to-back Yankees losses. Cincinnati coming off a Brewers win. Dodgers 9-0 against the Reds. 5-0 on the road against the Reds here. Gonsolin been great on the mound here, and we're gonna roll with the Dodgers on the road. Next matchup, we've got the New York Mets versus the Atlanta Braves. Braves opening up as home favorites at -165. The Mets +140 with the over-under at 9.5. Mets coming into this matchup 30-30. The Braves 35-24. Pitching for the Mets is Carlos Carrasco with an ERA of 5.74. Pitching for the Braves is Bryce Elder with an ERA of 1.92. Carrasco, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 4 strikeouts. Elder, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 1 run, had 5 strikeouts. The Mets on a 3-game losing streak right now, coming off a tough Toronto series. Braves coming off back-to-back Arizona wins. The Mets are just 1-6 on the road against the Braves. 1-6 straight up against the Braves here. Bryce Elder been very good on the mound this season, and I think I'm going to roll with the Braves at home. Next matchup, we've got the Baltimore Orioles versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers opening up as home favorites at -135. Baltimore +115 with the over-under at 8.5. Baltimore coming into this matchup 37-22. The Brewers 32-28. Pitching for Baltimore is Kyle Gibson with an ERA of 3.89. Pitching for the Brewers is Freddie Peralta with an ERA of 4.62. Gibson, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Peralta, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Baltimore coming off a Giants win. Brewers coming off a Cincinnati loss here. Baltimore 0-5 on the road against the Brewers. Definitely an even pitching matchup. And I don't know. I still like Baltimore despite they haven't been able to beat them on the road here. I still like them as the underdog, and I'm going to take Baltimore +1.5 here. Next matchup, we got the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Texas Rangers. Rangers opening up as home favorites at -145. St. Louis +125 with the over-under at 9.5. Cardinals coming into this matchup 25-36. The Rangers 39-20. Pitching for the Cardinals is Matthew Liberatore with an ERA of 4.91. Pitching for the Rangers is Dane Dunning with an ERA of 2.06. Liberatore, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Dunning, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 6 strikeouts. St. Louis on a 4-game losing streak, losing to the Rangers yesterday 4-3. Rangers, they're playing good on a 4-game winning streak, 8-2 in their last 10. They're playing really good baseball right now. St. Louis 1-9 straight up against the Rangers, and I think I'm gonna roll with the Rangers at home. Next matchup, we've got the San Francisco Giants versus the Colorado Rockies. Giants opening up as road favorites at -140. Colorado +120 with the over-under at 11.5. Giants coming into this matchup 29-30. The Rockies 26-35. Pitching for the Giants is John Brebbia with an ERA of 3.80. Pitching for the Rockies is Dinelson Lamet with an ERA of 13.83. Brebbia, his last start, he pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 run, had 1 strikeout. Lamet, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Giants coming off a Baltimore loss. Colorado coming off a Royals loss. Giants are 5-0 on the road against Colorado, 8-0 against Colorado head-to-head here. And, yeah, Brebbie has been good on the mound. He only pitches very limited innings, but he doesn't really give up runs. And I think I'm going to roll with the Giants on the road. Next matchup, we got the Chicago Cubs versus the Los Angeles Angels. Angels opening up as home favorites at -125. The Cubs +105 with the over-under at 9.5. Cubs coming into this matchup 26-33. The Angels 31-30. Pitching for the Cubs is Hayden Wesnecky with an ERA of 4.19. Pitching for the Angels is Tyler Anderson with an ERA of 5.47. Wesnecky, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 7 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Anderson, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Cubs coming off a Padres loss. Angels coming off a Houston win. The Cubs are 5-1 on the road against LA, 6-1 straight up against the Angels here. Wesnecky, he's been good on the mound. He's coming off a 7-run game, but his prior 2 games, he's only given up 1 run in each. Anderson giving up 10 runs in his last 3 games here, and I think I'm going to take a shot with the Cubs +1.5 on the road. Then the last matchup, we got the Seattle Mariners versus the San Diego Padres. Padres opening up as home favorites at -130. The Mariners +120 with the over-under at 7.5. Seattle coming into this matchup 29-30. The Padres 28-32. Pitching for Seattle is Logan Gilbert with an ERA of 4.08. Pitching for the Padres is Joe Musgrove with an ERA of 4.71. Gilbert, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Musgrove, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Seattle on a 3-game losing streak, coming off a rough Rangers series. Padres coming off a nice Cubs win. Seattle 1-7 on the road, 7-13 straight up against the Padres. Yeah, Seattle really struggling right now, and I think I'm gonna take a shot with the Padres at home in this one. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Tuesday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Wednesday. Have a good one.